Hey, what's up guys? This is Joe from Analog Archive back with another vinyl video. Today's video is going to be another addition to the Blue Note 4000 series. Today's talk is going to be 4091, Leapin and Lopin, Sonny Clark. Really great session. This was recorded November 13th, 1961, and then was released the following April 1962. The lineup is real great on this. Some new guys along with some players that have been around for a number of years. So Tommy Turrentine is on the trumpet. Charlie Rouse and Ike Quebec are both on tenor saxes, and I'll talk about that in just a second. Sonny Clark's on piano, Butch Warren is on bass, and Billy Higgins is on the drums. So Tommy Turrentine, Sonny Clark, Butch Warren, and Billy Higgins, the four of them were also on 4089, A Fickle Sonnets, that Rob Sounds Strange just had done a video last week about. And so they've definitely kind of taken from that session and brought it to this one. This is one of the first sessions that Sonny Clark had recorded. He was, I believe it was 1588, Cool Struttin' was his first date for Blue Note. He didn't really have many as a leader. He was on, he was pretty prolific when it came to a sideman, but this is one of his biggest, if not his biggest albums to date, and it's definitely for a reason. There's 6 songs that are on this album, and of the 6, 3 of them were written by Sonny Clark. The opening song, Something Special, Melody for C, which is the closing song on the A side, and then the second song on the B side, Voodoo. Those 3 songs were written by him. And anybody that's familiar with Sonny Clark knows that he has a very aggressive, very emotional kind of tone to his playing that kind of comes from his very hard childhood. Throughout his his jazz career, he's had a real edge to his playing, very passionate compositions that he writes, and the songs that are on this one that he composes are definitely have that in it. So something else is that opening song, a real great song to open this album. Has a real great melody that's established just from the beginning, which is really what you need, which is really great for kind of to get the album started. There's some real great solos by Charlie Rouse along with Tommy Turrentine, and really that's something that can be said for pretty much every song that's on this album. Charlie Rouse is one of my favorite tenor sax players. Unfortunately, he really didn't have many sessions that are really widely available. He had one that was on Bethlehem with Paul Kinechet in the late 50s. And then he had a few dates that were on like Jazzland, but he really did not have, I don't think he had any albums on Blue Note. And I think he was on one album for Prestige at least that I have in my collection, Taylor's Wailers in 57. So, but he's a real great tenor sax player, and he really definitely brings that talent to this session. And Tommy Turrentine did not have any sessions as a leader on Blue Note, but he definitely makes his presence known real strongly on that. But yeah, Something Else is just a great opening song, very powerful, real catchy kind of melody to it. Then you get to the second song, Deep in a Dream, which the point at the beginning where I said Ike Quebec was also on tenor sax, that's the only song that he is on this session with. So Tommy Turrentine and Charlie Rouse both are not on that song, on the middle song on the A side. And Ike Quebec kind of comes in, and even though he does end up having a few sessions in the early 60s on Blue Note, he got his start in the early to mid 40s, right when Blue Note was kind of starting. He established himself as somebody that was kind of carrying the label in the mid to late 40s, but he kind of left Blue Note for a while and then again came back. But a real powerful ballad, really, really bluesy kind of sound between Sonny Clark and Ike Quebec, and just really a great song overall. And it kind of wish that Ike Quebec could have been on this session more, but that song definitely it definitely was a great one. And then that comes to the third and final song on the A-side, Melody for C. That song has a real good opening to it as well, real kind of fast moving, again, gets your catches your attention right from the beginning. That's another Sonny Clark session. In my opinion, when I did listen to it, though, the melody to it was a little bit, even though it kind of caught your attention, it was a little bit more cheesy. It didn't have that real sophisticated sound that some other Sonny Clark compositions, or really other songs that are on this album. But it is good overall. That brings us to the B-side. The opening song, Eric Walks, is a Butch Warren composition. That was the only song that he had contributed for this album. Real great, strong solos by Turrentine and Charlie Rouse as well. And just the partnership between them was really great. And then you knew that Sonny Clark was going to bring kind of his own touch to each of the songs, and he definitely has a great solo on that as well. Very technically kind of gifted solo, real complicated, but really a very nice sounding solo to that. And then Voodoo is the final song that Sonny Clark brings or composes for the album, the middle song on the B-side. And that one has really, again, a great playing by Sonny Clark, and it's a little bit slower of a pace compared to some others. It's not as slow as a ballad, but it is a little bit slower, but it has a different kind of sound to it as well, and that's probably why it's called Voodoo. It's kind of a little bit more out there, not in terms of like avant-garde sound, but it's a little bit more it's a little different than some other songs that are on this. And that brings you to the final song on the album, Midnight Mambo, which was Tommy Turrentine composition of his only song on the album that he had written. And it starts out with a very Latin kind of feel, with Billy Higgins on the drums kind of playing a lot of the just a real kind of I can't think of what it is, but just a real kind of Latin feel to it, and a lot of interesting different kind of percussion instruments that are used on that. But then once the solos start, Charlie Rouse is the first one to kind of start out the solos, and that kind of brings it back to the hard bop sound that that you would hear for the rest of the song. But it's just an interesting kind of way to close the album. Again, a much different sound than others, and especially when you first listen to it, it's very different than the rest of the songs, and you don't really know what to expect, but then it kind of comes right back to that hard bop sound. So but yeah, this is 4091 Leapin and Lopin. Copy I have is a 83 Toshiba EMI Japanese pressing. Definitely recommend this one to just get the music. It's a great pressing, sounds amazing, and it's a relatively cheap one. It being more popular, it might be a little more than some other Japanese ones at the time, but it's definitely worth it for real loud sound, real crisp sound to it, which makes it even sound, which kind of draws you into the music even more. So this is 4091 Leapin and Lopin, Sonny Clark. Definitely recommend this one. So That's the end of that one. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next vinyl video. Bye.